Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Tunes and Tales podcast. I'm your host, Jay. Thanks for joining me on another episode. As always, if this is your first time, hold on. If this is your first time here, if it's on purpose, if it's by accident, if somebody told you to come listen or watch, welcome. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking us out. Hope you stay a while. If this is not your first time here and you're tuning in again, appreciate you for, supporting. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for trying to help grow the podcast, trying to make it something. You know what I mean? And yeah, I love y'all, man. Fucking love y'all, man. Shit, look at me getting texts and shit. This is rude. I'm sorry. All right. Fuck. I got distracted. My bad. Let's do the notes. If you're checking us out and you want to support, follow us on social media. You can find us at Instagram and TikTok at tunesandtalespod. Again, that's tunesandtalespod. You'll see it right here. Also, you can find us at Twitter or X at tunes and big ass N Tunes and Tales Pod. You'll see it right here again. Also, we're on Facebook at Tunes and Tales Podcast. If you are watching and you want to listen to the podcast, so when you listen to the podcast, we actually put the songs that we talk about in those episodes. You can't do it on YouTube, copyright reasons. But if you want to listen to the podcast, you'll see all the sources, podcast platforms right here that you can go listen to the podcast on. So that's, Apple, Spotify, all the major ones. No big deal. Also, if you hear today any of the stories, any of the episodes, and you think you have a song and story you want to share, just email us at tunesandtalespod@gmail.com. Again, right there. Send those in and we'll share them on the podcast. All right, let's get into today's guest. Today's guest is he's a rapper, he's a musician, he's an artist, he's a producer. He is one of my favorite rappers. He's a up and coming local rapper trying to make it. He's a part of the grind, he's trying to get to that next level of his career. He currently has a new single out called Fourth Dimension. You can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it wherever you listen to music, YouTube, wherever you find your music or digest your music, you'll find it there. Again, the single is called Fourth Dimension. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast, ZAAY. So what were you doing last night?
Last night, man, they got this little spot in the city, bro. It's called Spigot River Brewery, and I performed there. I do a bunch of shows and shit. I just did a show there last weekend, and I always pull up there for food, bro. They had a little taco truck. I pulled up, grabbed some tacos, but every single time I do that, I end up stumbling. I leave stumbling, bro, sideways.
Even more than tacos.
Yeah, way more than tacos, bro.
That's dope, though. But thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No problem. All right, so if you want, we can dive right into it. What's the memory or moment you want to share on today's podcast?
Yeah, man. So when I was a kid, and, a lot of people could probably relate to this, We were kids, especially if you grew up in the hood, you outside at night playing manhunt or cops and robbers and shit, just running around.
right.
The whole neighborhood type shit, So I remember doing that a lot, like frequently, and you're tired, bro. Like you've been running around, man. And then you go inside the crib to grab a drink or something.
Right.
And I just remember my mom would always be in the corner just bumping some fly shit, bro.
Right. Yeah.
With the lights off, and it was just always a vibe, man. You could feel the energy of the music in the room.
All right, so let's dive into. I feel like so there's two parts to this memory, or we can call it a moment. I feel like it's two parts to this. So how was it with your childhood and friends? So did you have a lot of friends, or was it like a close group of friends, or
Yeah, definitely. It was a bunch of. I was always a fly on the wall. I was always a kid who was kind of in the quiet type shit, but they'd always like drag me and loop me in, like, "Yo, pull up, kick it with us," type shit.
were you the
Uh,
classic introvert?
hell yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah, yeah.
for sure. And it was a bunch of different type of kids too. It was fire, man. It was a close knit. I would say it was probably like 10 of us type shit, but
All
like
from the same neighborhood.
all from the same neighborhood. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And sometimes we'll have other dudes who pulled up from other neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we knew them through school to kick
All
it with
right.
us type shit. So yeah, it was cool.
Nice. So, are you still friends with any of them? Like, did you grow up, like, because people go their own separate ways when they become adults. How the
Yeah,
friendships
man.
turn out?
The ones that not in prison, bro. I'll run into them every now and
All
then,
right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Someone went to the military, some
Mm-hmm.
went to college, moved away. So everybody's definitely in their own little corner now.
Okay. Cool. 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 So, I want to stay on friendship a little bit. What role does friendship? So you're a musician. You're an artist. Um, what roles does friendship play in your life right now? Is it having your friends important to your craft, or are you like a loner, or what role does it play?
Man, a little bit of both because I feel like being a loner allowed me to develop a lot
Mm,
faster, you know?
mm,
Although they do say being around other people helps you sharpen up and develop, I
mhm,
feel like for me, being a loner and like spending time in my sanctuary helped me develop. But I think friends, I'm more open to friends now. Friends are very, very important. Um, I got homies everywhere just because the power of the internet, bro. I got two of my homies who I'm really, really tight with. My boy Cam and my boy Kieran. They live in Houston and shit. And like, you just people like that, I can send them music and they'll be like, bro, I don't like that hook, tweak that hook or whatever. Or yo, hop on this verse.
mhm.
We're constantly feeding each other type shit.
Got you. Right,
Steel
right.
sharp and steel type shit.
Got you. And so, are they a part of your a part of your team, or are they just like people you lean on for, like, just feedback, criticism?
Yeah, no, just homies who do the same thing as me. Like you want to be around the people who do the same as you, who do the same things as you, and um, it's tough. And it's not to shit on Massachusetts music, but like maybe because Massachusetts is such a small state, it's harder
Hmm.
to find people that's actually like really good at this shit or like really dedicated to it. But I noticed like you leave Massachusetts and you'll find some fucking like really dope artists. So
Hmm.
they're more just so people that birds of a feather flock together type shit, you know?
Got you, got you.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can lean into the music side of it, because like I said, you're an artist. Um, how is so we side note, we already did a whole nother podcast and we talked about your music and all that, but we
Yeah.
talked about more so on that podcast your songs, like your music making process. So
Yeah.
now I feel like, because this is a more personal podcast, I kind of want to dive into, like, in like the person behind the music, right?
Hmm.
So who would you say ZAAY the artist is? Like, if you just introduce yourself to the world, like, who would you say you are? Who's your music for? Where does your music come from?
Um, Shit, bro, that's really tough. Um, I know who I am, but I don't know who I make music for. Well, I know
Mm-hmm.
who I make music for because I see who responds to it. Because I guess I'm not really trying to make music for anybody. I just, um, I think creation and just creativity in general comes from having a deep curiosity, bro. And I feel like my whole life I always have. That's how you reverse engineer shit, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so my entire life I feel like I've always been super curious and my love for music is so deep that that's carried me so far, bro. Like to this day, bro, like yo, literally
Mm-hmm.
halfway in my sleep, I'm hearing the song Overjoyed by Stevie Wonder, bro.
Really?
Like shit like that, bro.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
and I just love music, and part of that comes from like my mom and shit. But um, I'm starting to realize that my music does connect with like the average kid in the hood who maybe didn't go to prison, but he was around all that shit, and we all kind of went through the same shit, bro. You was, messing around with different girls in high school, messing around with girls in college or whatever. You just a regular dude. You a human at the end of the day, and we all go through those struggles, whether it be family issues or just internal struggles.
Right, right.
Sometimes you face issues with mental health or whatever. Like I'm not talking about shit that's out of reach, bro. I'm not talking about cars and jets and
You're not
this and that.
flossing. Right, right.
Nah, because that's not me, bro. And if I was to rap about selling drugs, like niggas would come out the woodwork and be like, "Really?
Like, really,
Come on,
bro?
yeah, come on, bro."
Bro, we was playing cops and robbers at 10, nigga. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, straight up, bro. So although I grew up around it, and sometimes I might like mention things about it, I'll never be the type of because you have. I'll be real. There's dudes who went to school every single day, never got in trouble, and then started gangbanging at 30. It's like, bro, what are you doing?
At
Get a
30.
job. At
At
the fucking
30.
30, bro. Get a job, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's when you're supposed to be thinking about getting the fuck out.
Straight
Started.
up, bro.
Wow.
But you have
Okay.
people like that. I think it's the
Yeah.
music or something that just influences people. But like, I know exactly who I am, and I won't change that for nobody. So, um, I could definitely see who the music is for. Who it resonates with for sure.
Okay. And on that same vein, you kind of said it. Do you think not just your music, but do you think music in general influences people?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So, okay. You think it's behind life decisions because like we just talked about people that start to do gang shit at fucking 30 like and
Yeah,
you
that's
think
crazy.
right, it's wild to me, right?
Yeah,
But I agree with you. I can see how music, or not even just music, but the music in combination with the shit you're surrounded by, it
yeah.
normalizes it. You know what I mean? It makes you
Culture,
think
bro.
this shit is okay.
hmm Yeah, I don't
100%.
think I don't think it's only music. I think
Mm-hmm.
music is probably the most powerful one, but it's really just culture, bro. And like, if you really want to dive deep into it, like just the idea of toxic masculinity, you're not a man unless you got a pistol, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or
Facts.
nobody wants to fight, nobody wants to get knocked out. You're pussy if that happens. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you got to come back, bro. I don't even
Shoots.
watch sports like that, but look at Jay Morant, bro. Like, come on, dog.
Oh, classic. I'm glad. Classic example. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing,
What
bro?
are you doing, bro? You made it. Like,
Yeah,
stop it. And
give
the
me the
crazy,
money, bro.
right? And the crazy part is like, I didn't look into it. That whole thing. I just, I saw the headline, so I'm gonna preface that by saying I don't really know. I know like he flashed a gun and all that joint, but
hmm
it seems like he didn't come from that life. It'd be one thing if you came from that lifestyle and
Yeah.
you can't let it go. It's still stupid, but it'd be
hmm
one thing if you come from that lifestyle, you can't let it go, and you're still trapped in that mentality.
Yeah.
But it seems like he was never even in
Yeah.
in
That
that
makes it
lifestyle. You know what I
so
mean?
much
But
worse, bro.
yeah, it's just people like that. All right, so I want to shift gears a little bit. You mentioned the role your mom played in your life. And another next part of what you want to talk about is just memories of your mom in the house. So how was your relationship with your mom growing up?
Um, I feel like with both my parents, we weren't very close growing up. We
Weren't?
weren't. No, it was
Okay.
very like strict. Like, nah, this is what you gonna do type shit. There
Do
wasn't
it.
a lot of like warmth there type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the influence of the shit I was around was, still gonna be there. Because you're around it. Now we're a lot closer. For hell yeah, right now. I think after moving away to college and just being away, we got
So
in back.
that time apart kind of, lack of a better term, drew you guys in.
Yeah, facts,
Okay.
definitely.
So now as a kid, like are there any memories that stand out or interactions between you and your mom, good or bad?
Any interactions that were good or bad?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
just any memories that you remember, like because you know how every once in a while for no reason a memory just pop in your head, like oh that one time. Is there
yeah,
anything that happened to you and your mom that that's kind of in your memory?
yeah, yeah. I'll talk about the good shit.
All right, let's do the good shit.
But yeah, yeah, man. Like, my mom's a big sports fan, which is crazy because I'm not. I've never been.
Really?
Um, yeah, but I remember just pulling up and she'll just be kicking it. She got a beer in her hand, bro. She watching a baseball game in the room, bro, or watching a basketball game, and it's just a vibe, bro. Like just the energy in the room. I'm just sitting down watching the shit with her.
And she's always been that type of person.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
Wow. And what about your dad? What's the relationship like with your dad?
That one's we're definitely not as close.
Mm.
You know, we're very alike, man. We used to go at it as kids, bro. When I was a
Mm.
kid, type shit. So
It's a lot of button heads.
yeah, hell yeah, bro. Maybe because we really alike type shit, or you know, our parents had traumas and shit that they never healed. You know, because the idea of healing trauma and mental health was taboo back then. You know, so they carry a lot of. Think about it. 70 years carrying the same mind state. Nah, this is just me.
Right,
This is
right,
just me. There's nothing I can do about it. You know,
right.
so um, we definitely bump heads a lot growing up, man. Like borderline fist fight type shit, but.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I try. I think about. I wrote a verse the other day, man. Just think about that shit. Like, bro, they get into that age where they could, God forbid, it can go, bro, within the next 10, 15 years. So it's kind of like maybe I should try to fix that. You know,
Mm.
not trying to get too deep, bro. I feel like I'm
No,
hella deep
no,
right
no,
now.
no, no, no. Listen, man. This is what it's a personal podcast. This is what it's for. I
Right.
appreciate it. So you kind of remind me of something, or gave me a question. Uh, do you remember, or can you recall at what? Because for me, I feel like I'm 30 now. I feel like I was around, I'm gonna say like after college, maybe like 25, 26. I feel like that's the age I was when I finally understood that my parents were humans. Like they weren't just people who, made rules in my life or told me what
Yeah,
to do. Like, because I feel like your whole childhood you just see them as fucking law and enforcement, right?
yeah,
Like this,
straight
they
up.
gonna whoop my ass if I don't fucking listen, or they
Right.
say that so you do it. And I feel like in my around my mid 20s is when I was like, especially my mom. I looked at my mom like, oh, she had a whole life before I existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like this was a human being. So do
yeah,
you kind of recall if that ever happened to you? Like you started seeing them that way?
yeah, definitely, man. Just in the way of like, even like you're a kid, bro, and like you're like, damn, like your parents they gonna rescue you whenever you need it, type shit.
Right.
And then like you grow up and realize, like, bro, they just as like their life is just as fragile as yours was when you was a kid. Like they just happen to take the role of your caregiver and hold it down no matter what. So you start to see they're human, maybe through like illness or whatever, and you
Mm-hmm.
just like, damn, bro, like they really people, and everything they went through shape who they are. Just how everything you've been through is shaping you who you are every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, hell yeah, I talk
And
about that before.
it's so funny you said that because it makes me like I'm not a parent. I'm still on the wall if I want to be a parent, but it makes me so
Yeah,
conscious of like if I do have a kid, like the shit I'm going through now is either gonna make me a fucking asshole parent or a great parent. You know what I mean? This is like,
yeah,
so I always wonder if our parents during that time growing up, or if they had the luxury to think like, hey, these times are forming who I am. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like it's gonna form how I raise my kids. It's gonna form like ultimately who they become, how they look at life, how
yeah,
they make decisions, how they treat my grandkids. Like, you know what I mean?
facts.
Yeah. So all right. So let's jump into the music. You ready to introduce your song?
Yes, sir. My name is Zay. I'm an artist, producer, engineer from Lawrence. Um, yeah, and the song I was thinking of was "Smooth Operator" by Sade.
Why Smooth Operator? Sorry, why Smooth Operator by Sade?
I feel like that was maybe it was just the melody or the chords of the song, or her voice was like silk, bro. So I
Mm.
feel like maybe that's why that song always stuck with me. But um, it's crazy because like years later, my mom kind of slowed down on listening to music type shit, which I hate. I tell her all the time, like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, get back to it."
What do you mean slow down? Like she just doesn't listen to music?
Yeah, not so much anymore. But before
Wow.
it was like every single day type shit, you know?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like, this shit is lit. Like, how could you stop doing what you gave me type shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right.
doesn't make any sense. But like I remember rediscovering the song maybe like 10 years ago again, and like instantly just lit up my brain, bro. It's like, damn, bro, like this brings me right back to those days where I would run in the crib and she's bumping that.
Isn't
She's
that the
bumping that.
best? Isn't that the best fucking feeling? Like when you hear a song and these fucking emotions and memories just flood back.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly, bro.
best, dude. It's the best. So
And
how? Sorry, go ahead.
now you good. I was just gonna say, and it's crazy because you remember the emotions and memories, but because you're a kid, you may not understand what the song is about.
100%. You ever listen
Yeah,
to some song you hear now, like, what the fuck?
straight
Like,
up.
perfect example. You know
Yeah,
Nelly's song? Oh, fuck. I think it's called Crunchy Grandma. I'm going down, down, baby. Like, you know
yeah,
that song's about a fucking drive-by?
yeah,
Like, if you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about shooting some shit the fuck up, bro. Like,
yeah.
but the melody is so dope. You're like, oh, you're a fucking kid. You're like, oh, this shit's fire. Like, but you listen to the lyrics, like, this dude's trying to kill people. Like,
Right.
you know what I
That's
mean?
a fact, bro.
But I was gonna say, like, so how is your mom? I mean, to me, it's obvious because I listen to your music. But how's your mom's love of music or choice of music? How did it influence you as an artist?
Man, I think, and I tell the people this shit all the time because I'm very analytical and self-observant and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to see how things impact me and shape me or whatever. And bro, good music trains your ears. I notice people who listen to bad music and a very niche type of
Right.
music, they usually don't make great music. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when your range is wide enough, you have different sounds and textures because you absorb it in your subconscious and you recreate it. So it's kind of like I was having this conversation with my homie, like it's all dopamine, bro. Literally, it's
Mm-hmm.
dopamine. When you listen to really good chords that make you feel good, your brain is flooded with dopamine, and now you want to hear that every time. You don't want to hear the bullshit. So I feel like that trains your ears, bro. It tunes your ears to really um, only search for beats like that, or maybe you learn how to craft melodies because now you have a subconscious in the back of your mind, like, oh shit, like I heard this Marvin Gaye song, so now like subconsciously you might try certain inflections he makes, or like just shit like that. You know, it definitely
Right. Right.
impacts you.
Yeah. 100%. And would you say, how do I say this? Would you say the way the music impacts you is a reflection of your upbringing?
I know for me it is. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
other people because like the shit that I grew up on was a little different from what most people did because I'm Dominican, right?
Right.
And you know, most Dominican people bump bachata, salsa, regular shit like that. But my parents, they bumped a little tiny bit of it. But majority was like Michael McDonald, bro, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Mariah
Mm-hmm.
Carey, um, shit like that, bro. So I feel like, yeah, hell yeah, that definitely shaped me. I don't know about other people. I don't know what they were listening to. I
Right.
discovered rap later.
Say it again.
I discovered rap later, so I really don't know. Like if I discovered rap first, it would
Oh,
what
really? So
what
when
my
did you discover rap?
besides like the shit we were hearing on the radio as kids,
Yeah.
besides that, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't even count that. I'm talking about like when I got in there and started listening to albums type shit.
Yeah. So what were you listening to that made you like, oh, okay, I like this?
Bro, I tell you straight up, man, my brother was in the military and shit, and he was in Afghanistan. This was way back, probably like 2000, 2003, 2004, and he
Mm-hmm.
had a big ass packet of CDs. And he would be like, "Yo, don't touch nothing in my room when I'm gone." He'd be gone for years at a time, bro.
Don't
Yeah,
touch that in my room.
fact. I'm a kid, bro. What? I'm
That's a
definitely touching
that's a
the
classic sibling line, dude. Don't touch that in my room.
Yeah, facts. I went in there and I grabbed the folder of CDs, bro. And the first CD I popped in was Street Disciple by Nas because I like the cover. You know, they
Which
all sit-
remind me, what's which one's that? What cover was that?
that's the one where they're all sitting on a table like the Last Supper.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
yep. So that shit just made me fall in love with the art of just rap type shit, and I started running up every single album in his that he had in his catalog type shit.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So you fell in love with rap later on in your life. Now before that, I know you kind of said the influences you have. Did your family ever have like tradition? You said you're Dominican, right?
Yeah.
Did your family ever have like a tradition? I don't know what traditional Dominican music is or that culture, but
Mhm.
did your family ever introduce you to that side musically? Like
Uh,
Dominican
very,
artists or just music in general?
very little, very
Mm-hmm.
little. Most of it was like I mentioned, American shit. Because I think my grandfather, I think he used to make music too. I didn't really get to know him like that. Um, and he listened to a lot of American shit. So that's kind of what we grew up on. But my mom did bump. She fucks with this one artist named Juan Luis Guerra, who's Dominican, but he's like the goat. He's like the goat of Dominican music type shit. So like, yeah, I did bump a little bit, but it was very minimal compared to other people growing up.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
All right. Cool. All right, man. That's really it, dude. So your mom. So the memory is you're playing kids. Sorry, you're playing with your friends, and your
hmm
mom's in the house bumping. And in the house, she was bumping "Smooth Operator" by Sade, which is a great song, bro.
great song, bro.
So when I was talking to you to set up this interview, I completely forgot about the song, like
Oh, yeah.
completely. So when I was, looking up the song and I heard like, that was it the horns coming, and then
hmm
I was like, oh shit, I
Smooth.
do remember this song because even I have memories to the song. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was a
yeah.
memory, 100%. I have memory as a kid in Jamaica. So like, you know, at the time, them fucking like there's like this Lexus SUV that my dad just had fucking imported from Japan, and the reason why I remember that car is because at the time, it was just one CD at a time.
Yeah.
This shit had like the interchangeables. You can have like 5 CDs in
5 in
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So so I remember like every time we do road trips, it'd
hmm
be like 3 CDs guaranteed in that fucking CD deck. It's
Wow.
Sade's album, Shaggy's album, and Celine
Shit.
Dion, bro. Like them three. So
That's hard.
on the road trips, they were just going through the albums and fucking Smooth Operator, bro. One of the songs every time. So like I have that memory of like driving across Jamaica.
Bro, I just literally like picture that whole shit when you said it. Like I
That's what I'm
picture the
saying.
whip. Like in my
Mm-hmm.
head, the whip was probably tan colored and
Yep.
it was hot out.
Yep.
And you could drive
Windows down. Yep.
windows down. I picture the whole shit when you said
Telling
it.
you, bro. This is exactly why I do the podcast. Because like I feel like
Yeah.
people don't understand the power of music, which is why I was talking about the influence earlier when we were talking. It's just,
hmm
I feel like people, okay, maybe they understand, but I feel like people forget the
They do.
importance of music in their life. You know what I mean? We
Yeah, man.
forget how it symbolizes just milestones, or not even things that are that important. It's like just literally random snippet of memories in our life, and
Yeah.
what it plays to us. So
It's culture, bro. It's culture,
exactly.
and it's kind of like I equated to, the 1500s, Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Like, bro, that was a stamp in time. That's art, bro, and art lives forever, and so does music. Good music, at least. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's
Hmm.
way more important than we know, bro. Like, it's literally they say bad art. No, good art imitates life.
Facts.
It's a sign
Facts.
of the times. It's a sign of like shit that's going on. So like, hell yeah, it's important, bro.
100%.
Michael
Um.
Jackson, bro. Like, I wasn't. I had this. My bad, not to interrupt you, but
No, no,
like,
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. You good?
I wasn't even conscious, bro. I wasn't even a thought to be a person when Thriller came out, bro. Like my parents, I had a convo with my mom. She's like, "Yo, the clubs in DR were turned when Thriller came out." I was like, "Wow, here I am, 30 years old, still
Right.
bumping
Thriller.
off the wall and
Yeah.
Thriller, bro."
Yeah.
Like, and I have no doubt that generations after us still gonna be bumping that shit.
And so, okay, that's a good question. What do you think from what's coming out now, in your opinion? Because everybody has their own fucking opinion. What do you
Yeah,
think from now? Because like you said, Michael Jackson, like those classic artists, Beyonce, maybe even they're gonna be around lifetime, like
sure.
in the history books. Of the artists or songs now, what do you think people are gonna be listening to in like 50 years? Because I humbly feel like even the great artists like the J. Cole's, the Kendricks,
hmm
I feel like they'll be around, but they won't be a Michael Jackson level.
Yeah, nobody could be Michael
You know?
Jackson and Beyonce. We'll never have anybody like that again.
Right.
I think the only person who comes close is Drake, bro. To be real,
Really? You think so?
hell yeah, hell
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
He
I don't
can
think
never be
so.
Michael Jackson either because Michael Jackson's up here, bro.
Yeah.
So I hear you, but I think that, um, yeah, bro, Drake is gonna be like that one artist that you're gonna bump 15, 20 years down the line, bro. Straight
I mean,
up.
he has so many damn different songs. You might be right. You
Yeah,
might
bro, it
be
was a
right.
20-year run. It was a
Yeah.
20-year run, and every single song hit.
Can't
Every song
miss.
hit.
Can't.
Yeah,
So,
he can't
listen, do
miss.
you think he can't miss because he's Drake, or is the songs actually good?
No, he's a genius, bro.
Mm,
He has a couple questionable songs, you know what I'm saying? That
mhm,
I don't particularly like. I didn't like Scorpion like that. There's songs on the album that I'm like they're really really good, but then there's other
mhm.
songs like eh.
Yeah, I
But
miss. Yeah,
I think when it comes to like hits and like when he's in his bag, bro, he has so many that even when he falls short, it doesn't
yeah.
even matter.
He's right. He's such a phenomenal art. He's allowed. He's given grace to experiment, which he does. He
Yeah.
clearly does, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yo, how do you feel about him? Because I know you Jamaican. How do you feel
Hmm.
about him? You know I'm about to say
Yeah,
appro-
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
would say appropriating. Is it appropriated? Because I know he's from Toronto. I don't know, bro.
So I've been asked this before, and I always, before I answer, I always say I don't speak for all Jamaicans, right?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I don't give a shit, dude. If anything, I see it as he enjoys the culture,
Yeah.
and like I just said, he's given, because he's such a great artist, he's given grace to experiment, and he experimented with dancehall music, and some of the shits was fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Now I
Hell,
don't know. I don't know if he took advantage of Jamaican artists, like what's his name, Popcorn. I don't know if he like didn't pay. I don't know that part, but
yeah.
just from the music, the art, I think he did great, dude. I have no complaints about it.
Yo, but I could even argue. I'm definitely. I agree with you, but then again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
But I could even agree with you that because hip hop itself was birthed by Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans, bro. People don't
Facts,
realize that from the Bronx.
facts.
You know what
Yep,
I'm saying? So
facts.
like a lot of it comes from Jamaica. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like it's so intertwined. It's just African culture, bro. It's
Right,
so intertwined.
but it goes back to, like, is it Drake's job to say that? Like, hey, it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. It'd be cool if Drake said, like, this is where hip hop starts. I'm paying homage to blah blah blah, like
Mhm.
Kumo D, like all of, like, whatever. But is it Drake's job to just make music or educate? Like, what is he famous for?
The
I don't
music.
go to Drake to learn some shit. I'm sorry, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to learn the history of music, I look it up, or I go to somebody whose job, like,
Yeah.
if I like a KRS-One, I would more listen to KRS-One to learn something than Drake.
No, it's a fact.
That's my humble opinion. But because I don't expect Drake to make stuff like that. It's not what I'm going to Drake for.
Nah, for sure, man.
You know what I
You're right,
mean?
bro.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, man. And I enjoy it more because there's less pressure. There's less preachy, less. And I love Cole and Kendrick. I
Mm-hmm.
love them a lot, especially Kendrick more. Like I'm a Kendrick stan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, sometimes the message behind it, like it feels a little like, damn, like I want to listen to something it's not as deep. I want to
Yeah, I
listen to
know what you
something.
mean. I know what you
It's
mean.
real.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
like Drake, he can get in his bag and talk about some real shit that
Yeah.
we can relate to about women and relationships, especially if you're out here in the dating scene, bro. Like you get it,
It's rough out here, bro.
bro. Dating pool got pee in it, bro.
Got pee in it. Yeah, bro. It's rough out here, man. It is fucking rough out here.
Big time, man.
All right, my brother. I want to thank you again for coming on. The mic is yours. Anything you want to promote or just say to the people?
Shit. Thank you for having me, bro. New music on the way. We working on a project, and I'm really excited because I haven't dropped the project, well, a full album
Oh,
in
nice. I
like
was about to ask. So it's an album, not an EP.
it's an album. It's an album.
Nice,
It's full
nice.
length, like about 10, 11 songs. We're still debating on the last two couple songs,
Mhm.
but my first full length album in what? Well, how long was 2018 ago?
Almost 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
5 years ago, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about it because a lot of I don't know if you've ever been to a show or anything, but
Mhm.
you should come out to the next one.
Where is it?
I don't have a show lined up yet, but
Mhm.
when I do, bro, I'll holler at you. I'm really
All right,
bad at promoting. I just post a
bro.
flyer on.
I'll be wanting to text you, like, bro, say more. Like on
Yeah,
Instagram, like you promote your stuff. Like, obviously I see it, but
yeah,
I feel like, and maybe, again, I'm not an artist. This is my humble opinion.
yeah,
Like, I feel like as an artist these days, I feel like you almost gotta fucking live on social media. Like, especially
yeah,
as an artist coming up, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I feel like you gotta live on social media. So sometimes I see you post stuff, I'll be like, bro, you gotta say more, bro. Like, put the camera
yeah.
in your face and say more. Hey, even that's not your style, that's fine, but
Yeah, you
it
have to
is
though.
what it
You're right.
is. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. My thing is like, um, I understand this era is different, bro. Like going
Mm-hmm.
back to the music, I heard people say that if Michael Jackson dropped 10 albums in 30 years. If he did that now, he would flop because it's just this hyper. This well, he I don't know if he would flop, but he wouldn't be as big as he
It
is.
wouldn't 100%. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
because it's a hyper content world. If the minute you're not posting and promoting yourself,
You're
forget
forgotten.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
hundred
forgotten,
percent.
bro.
Yeah,
Within a week.
yeah, yeah. And that's why I say what I said is like because I know how it is in these times. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even for example, if it was back when 50 came out, right?
yeah,
Like you could do the if you can do the post what do you call it posting ghosts. You can do
yeah,
that. As an
yeah.
artist now, I feel like you can't. You're only major artists are allowed the grace to do that. You know what I mean?
It's a fact, and I can't wait for that because I really despise social media, bro.
Oh, bro. If I wasn't doing this podcast or traveling, I would be in that shit.
I don't
100%.
blame you, bro.
I
Shit
would be in
whack.
that shit. This is
Shit
not good
whack.
for you. Shit is not good for you. All right, my brother. Sorry, I interrupted. What were you saying? Plug in.
No, you
What were
good.
you plugging?
I was just saying, getting ready to drop a new album.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure when because we still kind of adding finishing touches on it. But I'm excited because whenever I done shows, a lot of songs I perform, bro, are like 5, 6 years old. So
Mm,
this is gonna be a fresh batch of music that I can perform for a while. You know what I'm saying?
nice,
So
nice.
I'm really excited, bro.
All right, and then last question. This is just for me, just because I want to know. Is there
Sure.
anybody you're working with that you're excited about?
Yeah, yeah, the homies for sure, bro. The
Mm-hmm.
homies, shit. My boy 1995, he's the producer for a majority of my shit. Um, Not just because he's my homie, even before he was my homie,
Mm-hmm.
he's just a god tier producer, bro. Like he's been in rooms with some really amazing fucking artists, bro, and it makes sense because he's amazing. And then also some of my homies I got on the album, my homie Dariel Lamont, my homie Geo Genesis, my homie Cam, my homie Tino. Um, yeah, bro, like just those are the that's my tribe pretty much. You know, these are artists
Nice.
that I met online, and then we eventually linked up, made music in person. And yeah, bro, kind of wanted to shout them out for helping me with the album and all of that. So
All right, word. All right, my guy. Thanks for coming on, my man.
thank you. I appreciate you having me, dog.
All right, bro. We talk later.
For sure. Stay up,
All right,
bro.
cool. All right, bye.